so that we can be.
Yep. So I've never have shared screen. Well, I've done it once. So just let me know if you can see my screen once I share
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So Miss Leah is going to be leading our call tonight. She's been coaching since August, since August of last year, as you saw on the post this morning, but she just like kind of shifted her business and her mindset in January. So really, we're only talking about 90 days of like consistent effort, which she's going to talk about. But she's just has, if you don't follow her on social media, go and stalk her after the call, because what I really love about her is not that she's doing the things. I do love that she's doing the things because it's paying off tenfold, but you can feel her energy and excitement from everything that she posts on stories and her social media. And I think that's the one like missing factor, I think sometimes that we take for granted. We feel like I'm doing the work and I'm sending the invites, and we maybe get stuck in this mindset of frustration, but making sure that we remember to come from a place of excitement, I think can go a really long way. And from there, Leah, I can see your screen. Unmute yourself. I'm going to mute myself and go on with your.
Ooh, am I on mute? Oh, here we go. Can y'all? Okay, I'm good. Okay, I did a PowerPoint because I'm a teacher, so you know teachers, how that goes. So I did a PowerPoint. I probably went a little more in-depth in things, but I'll try to make it quick so we can open it up for questions at the end. But this is all going to be about growing your business with business builders and just kind of sharing my story on how my mindset kind of shifted and why and how it's worked for me so far. A little bit about me. Prior to being a family consumer science teacher, if you don't know what that is, that's like the old school home economics teacher. They don't call them that anymore. So I get to be in a classroom and I have my cooking class, my fashion class, and my principles of hospitality class. It is fun. But prior to that, 7.5 years of retail. Was a manager for Dillard's, went to school at Texas State for fashion merchandising and business. A manager for Dillard's and ran a buckle here in San Angelo in West Texas area for almost a year. And after 7.5 years of retail, I was burnt out. I met my fiance. He would not leave his family ranch. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So I took the plunge and I moved. We got married. And after my first year of being in San Angelo, or this area, El Dorado, I was commuting back and forth an hour to and from work. So on top of the 7.5 years of the retail thing, commuting an hour to and from work, I needed something different. And little El Dorado only had 2 options. So it was a school district and a bank. And I applied at both places and got a call about a teaching position and wasn't expecting that. So my first year of teaching, I was getting certified at the same time. So props to all teachers, because I honestly did not know all the hard work it actually takes, but now that I am a teacher, so thankful for all the teachers in this world. But after my first year, guys, teaching 4 preps means 4 different classes and getting certified. I was stressed out. I was overwhelmed. I made it through and I was excited for my first summer break. I got home to put on those shorts and they did not fit me. So that's where my journey began. I had probably gained almost 10 to 15 pounds my first year of teaching and had seen my coach Mallory post consistently on social media, and I decided to reach out. So I joined my first challenge group in June of 2018, and then in July I decided to coach. For me in that moment, it was, hey, I saw my results after 21 days. They posted that if anyone was interested in coaching to reach out. And then for me, it was like Shakeology wasn't in my budget. And this was maybe a chance for me to be able to continue it, being on the program, because I love the shakes, I love the product, and I love the community. So, but now like my why is even bigger. So then it was just like, oh, I can pay for my shakes. I can help a few people, make a little money. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm in. Like I really didn't know what I was getting into. So throughout this, I just kind of want y'all to think about what your why is, and then we'll kind of touch base at the end, because that's a big part of it. I feel like the why is important, and if you're sharing that, magic will happen. So I'm going to touch a little bit on that too. I kind of just based the theme of bloom and grow as the theme. Sorry, my computer. Because if you think about a plant, the only way it can bloom if it's growing, right? So ask yourself what made you bloom with this lifestyle and how it's helped you. So is it the weight loss, the energy, confidence, personal growth, financial freedom. Are you better at your full-time job because of it? Are you more positive? Was it because it was a connection? You were, I don't know, you were looking for an outlet to connect to people. And then the motivation and support. So these all right here that I listed has been what helped me in this lifestyle and has helped me bloom as a person. And then sharing what the bloom looks like. So this is super important. So if a flower plant doesn't bloom, right? So without water or caring for it, it's the same way when we start taking care of ourselves. But are you sharing that with your market? So if they see you bloom and grow, then it makes it possible for them too. So they can say like, oh, well, she's doing it, I can do it too. You kind of have to take them through everything. You can't just like post here and post a transformation picture and then every time like if it's just a transformation picture, it's the same thing over and over, nothing's going to happen. So although those are great things, you kind of have to share the ups and downs of everything. So without sharing this, it'll be hard to grow your business. So I know we've talked about it before, but it's kind of like at the beginning for me in July, I kind of started a little, I get my feet wet. Like I would post here or post there. My stories weren't consistent. Nothing was really consistent and my business obviously wasn't either. And I'll get more into that a little bit later. But it's, you kind of, if you don't stay consistent, you kind of have to like rewind, right? So you have to take steps back. And it's like you're starting all over again. You never got started, which can make it super stressful because I remember seeing the potential this business had, but I wasn't being consistent. But when I started being consistent, things just kind of just started happening and falling into place. And I honestly was at a point where I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. Like what is happening? But people were reaching out. So people were reaching out and I was like, okay, I'm being more consistent. This is happening. So it made me keep moving forward. And I'm living proof to that. Like I wasn't consistent and now I am. So July to December, those 6 months that I started coaching, I had a best friend that was on board to build a business. So she got on board and it fast tracked me to Diamond. So I hit Diamond within those 6 months. But then after that, I guess I was comfortable is the word. So in this business, if you feel like you're comfortable, that's ultimately, I think, going to mean that you can't grow. You kind of have to get out of your comfort zone and not be comfortable in situations. So after I hit Diamond, I was just kind of going through the motions still. And during this time too, I wasn't inviting to coaching at all. Like I wasn't sharing that side of it. I don't know why, but I wasn't. And sometimes it can be hard. Like you're already inviting to challenge groups and that's what you're comfortable with. And then it's like, okay, now I have to invite to coaching. I'm not sure like that. It was a little uneasy for me. So just kind of ask yourself, are you having those conversations about coaching? Are you posting about it? And are you sharing about what it's done for you? Because that's huge for me. Since I've done that, I've been able to connect with people on the coaching side of things. Okay, so July to December, those 6 months, fell off the rank of Diamond. So here comes January. It's the new year. Team VIP hit a huge goal. I was like pumped up. I was like, this is great. I'm a part of like the best team ever. So my mindset kind of shifted in the sense of like, I didn't see, my income was okay. Like my little side income, it was like groceries and Shakeology. Like it was paying for those things. But I told myself I kind of wanted to start off the new year with more of a bang and being more consistent just to see where it goes. So I started being consistent. So like my daily action. So if you go to like my Instagram, I never posted ever. And I think I started this business off with like 100 and some followers, maybe 200. So I was consistent with all the things and sharing the coaching world. And within these 3 months from January to March, I've had 5 business builders sign up interested in the coaching world. And 2 of those were challengers. So a big thing for me, since I started as a challenger and went into coaching, it's easy for me to connect to those people because they're already in my challenge group, right? But guys, if you haven't reached out to your challengers or someone that you've signed up already to asking them if they would like to coach, you need to, because 2 of them that are in my like new coaching mentorship program were challengers to begin with. And I'm gonna give a little shout out to Haley. Haley was one of them, and I reached out to her. She was interested, and she hit Emerald right away and is already fast tracking to Diamond. So this is it's something we can relate to as a challenger and then having results and then jumping in the coaching side of things. So that's just something, if you haven't done, I highly suggest you reaching out to your current challengers and asking them if it's something they want to do. And then the Diamond Internship came, and I was like, okay, I'm going to apply for this. I need a push to help me stay consistent and be the best I can be. So I would suggest, if you didn't apply for the last 2 Diamond Internships, you need to, because that will help you maximize your business and you will learn so much. And this is where I got the idea for my Emerald Internship. So I remember on one of our last Diamond calls or Diamond Internship calls, I was like, what about an Emerald Internship? Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. Go for it. I was like, okay. But I just started it last week. But I had to get coaches right on board to coach to be able to do an Emerald Internship. So basically, I used the same tracker we used for the Diamond Internship and plugged the new coaches in there. And then right before, I just kind of had like a call, like a very informal call, just kind of telling them what it would entail. And then they had to email me their goals, and then I created a Facebook Messenger group. And this has actually helped me stay more accountable too the last few weeks. So if you're not doing something like this with your coaches, I would highly suggest it. If you don't have coaches right now under you, if you like buddy up with somebody and do this tracker, it will do amazing things. I can share that, Jessica, or do you want me to share that right now, or I have it pulled up, or later I can.
Yeah, we can share it at the end, and then
okay, perfect.
As we're going through questions, that way you don't have to unshare.
Okay, and then just from there, just some key factors that will help you grow your business that's helped me and been valuable. Okay, showing up. So if you show up, you will bloom, and when you share that business, you will grow. Okay, so people start following and viewing your stories. The people that start following and viewing your stories are now part of your market, because somehow, some way you attracted them for them to go and start viewing your stories, and now you have their attention. So when you don't show up and they've been consistently watching you and you're not there anymore, then they're gonna stop, right? So show up for you and your why, and everything else will fall into place. Connections and engagements kind of follow hand in hand with that. So this is something currently I'm still working really hard on, because like I said, I started off with like 200 followers on Instagram. I think I'm at 569. I mean, I'm getting somewhere, but it's still a struggle for me sometimes. But as long as I tell myself I'm trying every day to like gain those followers that I have interest in, then it's going to be better. So connecting with people that have similar interests that you can relate to. So obviously I'm a teacher, so I'm looking for that busy teacher most of the time, or somebody with a full-time job around my age. Captivate, the app. I know some of y'all have talked about Captivate. I'm still learning about the app, but there's a ton of YouTube on like how to work that app. And I did the free little trial, and it's really cool. It's basically follows people for you you can go find like your fashion blogger or teacher, and then go to the people that liked that picture that you have a common interest in, and it follows those people automatically. You don't have to do anything. It's a click of a button. So if you haven't done that or have looked at Captivate, I would suggest that. In the last couple of months, I've gained 200 followers from that. Oh, and then I put on here, because someone on a video the other day was like, oh yeah, I follow 100 followers every day. And I was like, holy cow, like what? But I tried it the other day. It takes like under 5 minutes to do it. I mean, just don't go follow random people. But if you find that person that has an interest with you or similarity, and you go to that person's likes, and then from there, just follow those people, that will help you gain and connect with people. And then what I've learned from connections engagement, so it's not like, hey, I'm going to go add this person, right, and then send her an invite. No, that kind of takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So what I've been doing is following new people, and then they start viewing my stories. And throughout the day, I'm so busy as a teacher, I'm just screenshotting that when I see new faces pop in my on my viewers. And then later, I'm going to their page and commenting or something and engaging with them. And some will reply. So then I'm marking those as like potential later like invites. But I'm going to do it a couple times before I feel more comfortable to make that connection initially, to send an invite and take that next step. Follow-ups and check-ins. So I know this is like the most important and vital for your business. So mostly everyone I have signed up the last 2 months are all from follow-ups. So if you're not following up and need help with that, I would love to help you. I know sometimes that can be a little weird and uncomfortable, but if people aren't responding or not saying no, like why not follow up? I have people I've reached out to in July when I first started who are now like, okay, I'm ready, I'm on board. I had one message me the other day and she was like, okay, you got me. Like, you're a teacher, you're busy. Like, if you can do it, I can do it too. Like, being a teacher is hard. But she wouldn't been able to see all those things if I didn't take her into my classroom and show her like what a day of like in my world looks like. And I mean, that's important. Reach out for help and use your resources. So I was that person that was like, I don't want to be a bother, or like, I'm not going to reach out to her because she's busy and all the things, right? So, but how will you ever find out the answer? So reach out. Like, I know everyone's busy, but everyone's willing to help too. So I appreciate I probably message like majority of y'all asking questions. So I mean, we're all here to help each other at the end of the day. So just think about, are you interacting and reaching out to other coaches for help when you need it? But the thing is, like, if we're feeling that way, our coaches are feeling the same way. So make sure you're reaching out to your new coaches and baby coaches too, to make sure they are just frequently, right, to let them know that you're going to be there for them. Okay, the income is like my favorite part right now. Because when I first was like, okay, I'm doing this coaching thing, like, oh, $100, like, that's awesome. Like, my Shakeology's paid for. And then when my mindset changed in the new year, I was like, holy cow, it's just kind of like it's trickling in. So last month, I was able to bring home a little more than half of my full-time income as a teacher. And I know, like, teacher, we don't make that much, right? But that was like huge for me. And that was just from being consistent every day. I mean, and I know I'm making it sound simple. It wasn't. It's hard. It's work. But if you do it and you put in and set aside that time and manage your time and get all those daily actions in, you're going to be successful. And I promise it's worth it. And then team bonus. My team bonus has increased. So on the screen, you'll see like January to April. And I gave you like a lowest to highest team cycle bonus that is just accumulating over the months. So you can see like January, my lowest one was 18, and now I'm getting like my highest is like 126 a week just in the team cycle bonus. And then I know I told you at the beginning to kind of just think about your why and why you're doing this. So what your vision is. So what's your why? So is it a side income? Is it a full-time income? Is it being a stay-at-home mom, or financial freedom for whatever it is? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, because I'm excited because I see it for my future and I can envision it. So I know it sounds cheesy, but I saw a video the other day of a top coach in our team, and I can't remember his name. I've seen so many lately. I'm more of like a visual person, so videos help me more than like reading a book. But I promised myself I'm going to read a whole book and get through it this year. But he kind of is like, close your eyes and kind of envision. I was like, okay, this is real cheesy, like closing. I was like, I hope Travis doesn't walk in. I have like I'm in meditation mode, closing my eyes. But he was like, wake up, like you're in your dream home. You wake up, you walk to the window, you go downstairs, you smell the coffee. Like, he kind of walked you through all the things, and it touched me. I started crying. I was like, holy crap, what's happening? But it's just like, you kind of have to, like, I know we talked about like your vision board and you just kind of have to visualize what it is that you want and go for it and get out of your comfort zone and quit comparing yourself to other people. That's also a huge thing, because you can start when you're starting to like go through social media, you were like, oh, and now I'm following this Beachbody coach and she's doing this and I'm not. And then it's like it's too many things going on. So just take a moment to figure out what your why is and envision it in the future, and then just go for it. But that's all I have for y'all today, and I'm more than happy to ask questions if y'all have anything. I felt like I went really fast, but it could have been because I was a little bit nervous, but I thank y'all for your time.
You did amazing, Leah. You're the cutest thing ever. You did fabulous. Okay, so first, opening it up for questions. So anybody that has questions, you can drop in the chat box or unmute yourself. Leah, you can click stop share, and I'm going to have Rachel talk about the Captivate app because she has some like super recent information on it.
Yay.
Instagram has recently, in the last couple of days, really crack down on anyone that's using third-party apps to target pages and to mass unfollow. Captivate and Instagram both released statements about it, I think yesterday. But people started getting blocked, or people started losing access to their accounts on Thursday. So right now, the best, I think, is Instagram wants people to basically pay to grow your following now, and if you're not going to do it organically. So right now, the best way to grow your Instagram is to do it yourself. Actually go to somebody's follower list and go through yourself and add people. There's a bunch of people, like, I forget what the max number is, but it's a lot of people in a short amount of time before Instagram tells you to stop. But just like right now, don't download or use Captivate or Cleaner, or suspend it if it's doing automatic, if you have it on the cloud and it's doing it automatically, because people started getting this on Thursday, people started losing access to their account. But as soon as we find out any more information on that, we'll of course share it with people. But I just heard today.
That's good to know. I hadn't, it was like, it went through the free trial, and then it was asking me to purchase, and I hadn't purchased it. So
freaking Instagram, Zuckerberg just can't keep his life straight and constantly making our lives difficult. But that's okay. We bob and weave. We bob and weave. I always like to think, I'm like, what will social media look like in 5 years? Like,
yeah.
Not even imagine. Like, and because I even think when we first started coaching, social media was so different. We thought it was so overwhelming, and now it's like archaic, like ridiculous. But anyway, okay. Questions that you guys have for Leah? Or any questions at all? Game of Thrones episode. Okay, you freaking Game of Thrones freaks. How many of you are Game of Thrones freaks? But are you legit enough to have gotten those Game of Thrones Oreos? I really wanted them, even though I've never seen Game of Thrones. I don't know why you're looking surprised at me. They are Game of Thrones Oreos. They're like chocolate on chocolate. They're like dark something. I don't know what that means. You Game of Thrones. Okay, question from Teresa. I have a lot of people who are interested, and once I share the discount packages, they stop responding. It's my biggest struggle right now. Any advice? Try the Oreos, Lisa. Okay, so are you talking about like once you go into pricing, they ghost you, is what I'm assuming that you're saying. So that can happen for one of two reasons. One, you're not talking to enough people, because some people are going to take a while to come around. Just like Leah said, people that she talked to in July are just now coming around in April. So sometimes you're going to get that. If you feel like you're getting it all the time, a lot of times it can be because of the mindset you are putting into it. You've got to sit back and say, how do I feel about charging somebody $170, $245, $265 for this package? Do I feel like that's a steal, or do I feel like, ooh? And it often goes back to, how did you come in? When you came in, did you like cause a conniption fit because you're like, I am not paying that much money for that? If you came in with that kind of energy and attitude, it's very likely that your customers are going to come in with that too. So I'm not sure if that's kind of resonating, but that
just address it too in your stories. I think Rachel does a great job of this too. She'll show like what she spent on her budget on groceries and how it's actually having a plan saves you money, because more often than not, that's the feedback I get from my clients, is that, dang, I'm actually saving money following the meal plans, and I feel better, I'm getting results. So just talk about that.
Sure.
And then just continuing to show proof. So showing the transformations, posting them. We have a ton of transformations on our team. Share them all the time, because at the end of the day, people will find a way. If they believe that this is a solution to their problem, people will spend whatever it is. They'll put it on a credit card. They will save for it. So just continuing kind of breaking down those objections through your stories as well.
And if you can get like the mindset, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like the mindset with objections, like I kind of feel this way towards no's too. Like, but with objections, it's like, ooh, yes, this is like a new objection that I'm getting. That means that other people probably have it too, or maybe you're getting the same thing. From a lot of people, then you're like, okay, I can show up and talk about this. This needs people want to hear this. So really talk about a lot. Like in teacher life, budget's a huge thing. So like talking about that, like say like I can teach you how to save money, teachers specifically or anyone in that income levels, and say, yes, I need that. So like anytime you get an objection, like write it down and craft some of your posts and stories like Raquel said, based on that. And then the next time you get an objection, that's something different. Like, ooh, I get to talk about this now too.
Totally. And I love the grocery haul and talking about like, here's my meal plan, here's my grocery haul, here's how much I spent. Because I think when people see that, they're blown away. And I also think people have zero idea how much they're actually spending on groceries. They just like fly through Target and then they fly through HEB and they're going 3 times a week and they don't actually know what they have besides Coke and Cheetos. Leah, did you see that question?
Yes, Fallon. When in your teacher day do you do your business tracker vital? Okay, so I've made it, I'm consistent. So I get up in the morning around 5 o'clock, well, 5:30, 5 to 5:30, and I make sure to get my workout done because a busy teaching job all day, go, when I get home, I just felt like I didn't want to do it. So I kind of had to like change that because I was doing afternoons. So I do my workouts in the morning and I share that, and I share the Energize and then maybe the shake. And then all the other daily actions, I'm doing a few things before the bell rings. So it gives me like 15 to 20 minutes. And then my conference period is about like a full hour. And I'm like glued to everything, my business. And then the bell rings and I have a time to breathe before I go home. So then I sit there at my desk for a little bit after the bell rings and I do a little bit more before I go home. So that way when I get home, I can do all the hang out with my husband or dinner or whatever. Work on the house.
Awesome.
And then the tracker, what does the tracker look like? Do you want me to share that, Jessica, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just going to be a Zoom genius by the end of this call.
Well, see, I have it open, but it's not on my like sharing stuff.
We can share it below the call too. So don't worry about it. We'll share a link to it or a screenshot of it.
Can y'all see that?
No. You're not doing it.
I don't even know where I went. I can't even see myself anymore.
She gone. Just kidding. We can see you though. Don't worry about it. We can share it below the call.
Okay.
You can like pop a screenshot in there and then that way you guys can see it. So if you're not using this, it's like an Excel version is the one that she's talking about. But we'll snap a picture of it so you can see it because totally, I kind of use both, honestly. So I actually put my people's name in Excel, but I use this to keep my mind right. But we'll show you that. So if it's something that you want to switch over to, there is no right tracker. The only right one is the one that you're doing every day. So don't get overwhelmed by that. I think I spend a lot of time trying to find the perfect tracker. The amount of VIP trackers that you'll see Raquel and I've created is embarrassing. The only one that works is the one that you do. Any other last questions before we log off? Because it is exactly 9:30. Good to go. Okay, fabulous.
Can I just do a quick shout out to Rochelle, who's literally has a newborn in the hospital and just gave birth. Can we just like give a round of applause to you, Rochelle? Amazing.
She came on in the dark and I was like, is that Rochelle Miller's? Like dedication.
I sold the challenge pack today too.
Okay. So baby hormones are working. The universe is doing all the things.
Get ready for those postpartum.
That baby has not moved an inch the entire call. Like just.
He's a snuggler. I'm in trouble.
So fresh. So fresh. Raquel really wants to touch him. I just want you to know that.
Well, Summit
2019. We'll see you in ND. Oh, crazy. Okay. Amazing call, Leah. You did fantastic. Your first ever call. I'm so proud of you. First of many. Have a most amazing evening, and I will see everybody on the social. Bye-bye.